160 pounds. In this one, the top seed, Nick Roy, at 33-0, a junior from Wall Township, takes on Pat Trabucco, 34-0, a senior from Livingston, in the green. Trabucco, the senior.
Third place from North Hunterdon, the sophomore.
Nick Roy is a junior from Wall Township with a 33-0 record. Again, two undefeated wrestlers meeting here at 160 pounds in the state finals.
Roy won by injury default over Greg D'Onofrio of Cranford in his semifinal. Trabucco from Livingston was a winner by fall in 3:47 over Jerry Rinaldi, a sophomore from Lodi. We're getting down near the end here today. 5 more bouts to go, including this one. We are set for 160-pound wrestling in the state of New Jersey. Nick Roy from Wall Township of the Knights taking on Pat Trabucco from Livingston from the Lancers in green. Both wrestlers coming in undefeated this season. And at 160 pounds, our referee today is Joe Longo. Vinny Russo is the mat judge. And Trabucco wants to lock up high on this one. They'll go off and come back to center. Ben Keena is the head coach in his 11th year at Livingston High.
Roy in on a single leg. Blocked off by Trabucco. Stalemate indicated by Joe Longo.
The Crimson Knight head coach at Wall Township is Bob Tormavin. Been there for 10 seasons. Last year, Roy was the runner-up in this tournament. He had the distinction of losing to Lay Black 3-2, who was a 3-time New Jersey State champion.
Been a lot of close matches in the state finals. We have not had any overtimes. We had a near fall. What I mean by that is we were close to getting a pin and time had expired.
Good single attempt here by Trabucco, and he has the takedown and takes a 2-0 lead with 54 seconds to go here in the first.
Gets control right inside the edge of the circle.
Trabucco, 5th last year at 160 pounds, has won 4 straight Region 4 titles. There's the escape. It's now 2-1.
Roy takes a shot. Blocked up by Trabucco with an overhook. Roy tries to pick up the leg of Trabucco. Referee Joe Longo looking at the position. He may stalemate them here. Their stalemate is indicated.
So Pat Trabucco still with a 2-1 lead. Trabucco in the green has a lifetime record of 119-5. Nick Roy, lifetime mark of 86-9 coming into this one. Roy thought about a double, gave up on that as time winds out in the first period with Pat Trabucco in the green from Livingston, leading by a score of 2-1 over Nick Roy of Wall Township.
Nick Roy gets choice. He's going to start the second position from the bottom.
Nice high single, trips him and finishes it off with the only takedown so far today. So Trabucco showed that he can throw in that leg and complete the takedown move. Roy on the bottom to start period number 2.
Trabucco riding tough on top. Stalling awarded or stalling indicated against Trabucco for riding on top by Joe Longo. A good call by the official. Wants to get the action going. Now Trabucco shows optional start and cuts Roy loose.
We'll tie things up 2-2.
Scores tied at 2 is exactly right, Mick.
Well, I think Trabucco realized maybe he couldn't turn him on the bottom. He was just trying to hold him down as long as possible. Got the stall warning and then lets him out.
Trabucco gets a little throw by to a single.
Got to pop the head, though, before he gets control.
Close to a takedown. Roy scrambles out of it. Nice flurry. Takes him on a gut wrench, tries to get him off the leg. Trabucco locked tight on the leg of Roy, and there's a stalemate indicated.
And injury time going to start, I believe, for Trabucco as he takes the headgear off. Might be bleeding from, looks like near the eye area.
It is blood time. They've put 5 minutes on the injury clock. In high school wrestling, you get 5 minutes cumulative time.
Another good flurry here as Trabucco was in on that high single, but was never really able to finish off as Nick Roy kept scrambling to avoid the takedown. So we still have a 2-2 bout here at 160 pounds between Nick Roy and Pat Trabucco, who is being attended to right now.
In college, there is no time for bleeding, but in high school, you get 5 minutes cumulative. Unlimited stops up to 5 minutes total time.
Battle for a world title with over 600 athletes from 50 countries. For tickets
So Pat Trabucco
or toll free at 866-NYC 2001.
Must have a cut. Did you mention around the eye, Mick?
Yeah, I think so. From what I could gather, it looks like just over the right eye where they're trying to place that bandage right now.
So they actually stop the blood time. Once you stop the bleeding, they will stop the time to clean up the wrestlers or to clean up the mat.
The thing is, the headgear is going to go right over that spot. See where he roughed it up a little bit. Maybe right there where his head hit the mat.
Could have been where his head hit the mat.
Pretty tough to tell. And then he wound up on the bottom nonetheless. And right there, the referee saw the blood. So Pat Trabucco from Livingston in a 2-2 deadlock here with Nick Roy from Wall Township, and they're back on their feet with 1:02 to wrestle in the second period. No advantage yet. They'll go off and come back to center.
Trabucco's a Livingston Lancer, and Nick Roy is a Wall Township Knight. The Knights versus the Lancers.
Sounds like medieval times out there.
I was going to say they're from the same period. They were able to stop the bleeding with Trabucco without bandaging him. They probably put a little grease over the cut, a little Vaseline, or sometimes they put a little lube on it. Stops the bleeding.
36 seconds to wrestle. 2-2 our score here at 160 pounds in the second period. Front head and arm by Trabucco, but going to bring him back to center.
Score's tied at 2. Trabucco will have choice to start the third period. 30 seconds remain. Good time for Nick Roy to get busy and try to score a takedown. Stalling against red. Joe Longo feels that Nick Roy is playing the edge of the mat. Back into the edge of the circle.
Now, each wrestler has been warned. The next time somebody gets hit, it'll cost a point.
Roy in on a double. He's got his head stuck in between the legs. I don't know if he can convert and score here. Time's going to run out. No takedown.
So 2-2 at the end of 2 between Nick Roy from Wall Township and Pat Trabucco from Livingston here in our final at 160 pounds. But we'll see if Nick Roy from Wall can kind of pick up the pace here. But Trabucco had a cut over his right eye. That's been cleaned up, and we're ready for the third period.
Third period, Trabucco starts from the bottom. Roy lets him out, gains the escape, takes a 3-2 lead, does Trabucco.
Trabucco has the only takedown so far.
Nick Roy trying to leave himself enough time to score a takedown. Trabucco tries to roll underneath. Tries to come out the back door. Roy close to a takedown. Joe Longo looking at it. Very close to Roy gaining control, and there is the takedown.
First takedown of the day for Roy. Now leads it by a score of 4-3.
Plenty of time left for Trabucco to gain an escape to tie the bout.
Bob Keenan on the right from Livingston. Bob Tremolin on the left. The head coach of Nick Roy at Wall. And we are tied at 4.
Roy kicks Trabucco loose for the escape, ties the score 4-4. Coming down to a minute left, the takedown will win it.
Each wrestler with 1 takedown, so this one could go either way.
Let's see if the takedown comes in regulation or if it comes in sudden victory. Score tied 4-4. As you mentioned, Mick, each wrestler has a stalling warning.
You hate to see it end that way. You'd rather see it end on a takedown.
Absolutely right. You want to let the wrestlers decide it.
Oh, it looked like Roy was going to lock up high and try to throw, but gave up on that. That's dangerous. Either you complete the move or you leave yourself totally exposed. Roy shoots for a leg, lost it. Trabucco back in on Roy's leg, has the takedown as they go off with 33 seconds to go. And Trabucco now has a 6-4 lead with his second takedown.
Good call by Joe Longo. Control came right at the edge of the circle. 33 seconds remain. Roy has time to try to tie it. See if he can gain an escape and a takedown or a reversal to tie it.
Question is, will he let him loose? Yeah, he did. 6-5 now.
If Roy scores a takedown, he'll win it. In on a single with the head outside. Going to try to change off to a double. 15 seconds remain. Trabucco tries to block him off. There's a takedown right on the edge of the mat.
Wow.
7-6 lead. Nick Roy over Pat Trabucco. Trabucco's got to get out to tie it with 12 seconds remaining.
There's still time to get out. This one's going down to the wire. Now, so far, Trabucco has been able to escape. Roy hasn't been able to keep him down too long in this one.
Let's see if Roy can ride him for 12 seconds. Less than 10 seconds. Trabucco scores a neutral to tie it.
He is out. Oh, and he went right to the ankles. Oh, they're just off.
Wow, was that close? Nick Roy looks like he relaxed on the edge of the mat with 5 seconds left. And Pat Trabucco was very close to scoring a takedown on the perimeter of the mat.
This one started slow, but it's turned into a great one.
This is going to be our first overtime. Neither wrestler advances with the last 4 seconds ticking.
And neither wrestler took a step back. Nobody wanted to be hit for stalling. They stood there, looked at each other, and the ref let the 4 seconds go. Here we go for overtime. The clock is set for 2 minutes. First one to score wins.
First takedown for a state championship here.
7-7. Trabucco and Roy.
Each has a stalling warning.
Roy in on the leg, trying to complete. Trabucco locking the hands, trying to get the stalemate.
He's locked tight between the legs of Roy, trying to get that stalemate, Matt. There it is.
And if they can't complete it within 2 minutes, if no one scores, it goes to the ride-out.
This is called sudden victory. The 4th period, the 5th period, we would call the tiebreaker or the ride-out is absolutely correct. Roy has been the aggressor, certainly pushing the action on their feet in the overtime period, first overtime. Trabucco wants blood time. He's showing the referee blood.
Nick Roy and Pat Trabucco tied at 7-7. And they run down that blood time clock. So he has 4 minutes to stop the bleeding.
This period used to be called sudden death. They changed the nomenclature to sudden victory. They want to keep it on a positive note. Sudden victory. First person to score wins.
Well, in this one so far, Roy has 2 takedowns. Trabucco has 2 takedowns. And that has been it outside of escapes.
Each wrestler with a stalling warning. If Joe Longo would double warn the wrestlers for stalling, it would end the sudden victory period. He would flip the disc and they would go right to the overtime, to the tiebreaker. Here we see him coming out to gain the neutral right before the buzzer.
And he almost got the takedown because Roy
close.
kind of relaxed a little bit at the edge of the mat.
That's right, Mick. I think he did take a little break on the edge of the mat there.
1:18 to go in this sudden victory period. Still tied at 7.
As we mentioned, Nick Roy has been more the aggressor in the later stages of the bout. He's again in on a single to a double. Trabucco has a stalling warning, and he's certainly been in a defensive posture. He has not really initiated scoring. Here again, it shows the, okay, a minute and 2 seconds left on the overtime period in the sudden victory.
And even though Roy has been the aggressor, Trabucco's been able to block off those single leg attempts. Now he starts to get after it himself, and Roy backs up this time, and they go off.
Less than a minute in the sudden victory.
7-7 in the overtime.
If no one scores in the next 45 seconds, Joe Longo will flip the disc, either red or green, and the winner will choose either top or bottom for the 30-second tiebreaker for the ride-out period.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone choose top.
More and more often of late you do, Mick. You'll see a lot of collegiate wrestlers take top and try to ride the opponent.
Shot by Roy, blocked off by Trabucco.
Roy in on a double.
Can he finish it?
Trabucco locked around the waist. 15 seconds remain. He's going to try to stave him off. He wants a stalemate. Roy trying to come between the legs and score the takedown. He's very close to control, not able to get control. 5 seconds remain. We're going to go to the tiebreaker.
7-7 after the extra period, and now we go to the tiebreaker ride-out situation.
Choice is red. Roy's taking the bottom.
Very emphatically, I might add, too. So now Trabucco from Livingston has to ride out Roy. If Roy gets out for the escape, it's over. If he can't get out in 30 seconds, Trabucco's the winner.
Trabucco tries to crab ride Roy. Roy close to the escape and gets it. He's going to put him, he gains the neutral.
Roy comes out in the ride out. Wins it in the ride out. Does Nick Roy double overtime. 8-7 the final. And Nick Roy, the champion, at 160 pounds, the top seed, against the second seed. Had a long way to go, but he did get it done. Roy comes out in double overtime and is your champion at 160 pounds as he defeats Pat Trabucco by the score of 8-7. Stay with us. More wrestling to come right here on CNA.